All right, I'm going to do every single SAT problem from SAT tests 1 through 10, and I'm going to do one a day, and I'm starting with this one. So we have x minus 1 over 3 equals k, and they tell you k equals 3. So I'm just going to plug that in, and then I'm going to multiply both sides by 3 to get rid of the fraction. X minus 1 equals 9, add 1, and x equals 10. Boom. All right, day 2 and problem 2. Here, they try to scare you with this I problem, but in actuality, you just need to sum or add these two things together. So 7 plus negative 8 is negative 1, and 3i plus 9i is 12i. And very simply, it is A. All right, day 3, problem 3 from test 1. On Saturday afternoon, Armand sent M text messages each hour for 5 hours, and Tyrone sent P text messages each hour for 4 hours. Which of the following represents the total number of messages sent by Armand and Tyrone on Saturday afternoon? So it should be M text messages multiplied by 5 hours for Armand, so 5M, and P text messages multiplied by 4 because Tyrone sent P per hour, so 4P. Add those two together, and you have the correct answer. All right, day 4 of SAT questions, and we're on to this one. Kathy is a repair technician for a phone company. Shout out Kathy. Each week, she receives a batch of phones that need repairs. The number of phones that she has left to fix at the end of each day can be estimated with the equation P equals 108 minus 23D, which you may note is a linear equation where P is the number of phones left and D is the number of days she has. What is the meaning of 108? Well, if you graphed that quickly, she's starting with 108 and she's fixing or repairing 23 a day because T is the number of days that she worked. So 108 is her starting point. That's the number of phones she's given to fix each week. So the correct answer is B. All right, SAT question of the day, number 5. Here we go. On this question, they want to know which of the following is equivalent to the expression above. You can see they're asking you to subtract what is in these two parentheses here. I like to start with one term at a time, simplifies things. So let's do the x squared y term. It says minus negative x squared y, so that would turn into a plus. So we would have 2x squared y. So you can get rid of a few of these answers. Now we can simply look at the negative 3y squared term. Negative 3y squared minus negative 3y squared would be negative 3y squared plus 3y squared, canceling that out. Therefore, this would not be correct, and it would be C. Number 6. Here we have a little equation, once again linear. A pediatrician uses the model above to estimate the height h of a boy in inches in terms of the boy's age a in years between the ages of 2 and 5. Based on this model, what is the estimated increase in inches of a boy's height each year? Well, in this question, you have the intercept, and you also have the slope, which would be 3. So it looks like the boy's age is increasing by 3 each year. Number 7, this may look very intimidating, but it shouldn't be. The formula above gives the monthly payment M needed to pay off a loan of P dollars at R% annual interest over N months. Which of the following gives P in terms of M, R, and N? Now, simply you have M equals some fraction times P. They want us to solve for P. You can see all the answer choices are solving for P. What about this equation? What would you do there? You would simply multiply by the reciprocal to get rid of the fraction. Now, you do the same thing here. You're simply trying to multiply M by the reciprocal, so the answer is B. All right, SAT question of the day, day 8. If A over B equals 2, what is the value of 4B over A? So let's bring in a little strategy here. This is called picking numbers. So let's come up with numbers that will work out to a fraction that equals 2. So we'll say A equals 2 and B equals 1, right? Because 2 over 1 would equal 2. Now, let's just plug that in here. So we'd have 4 times 1 over 2, which would be 4 over 2, which would be 2. SAT question of the day, number 9. What is the solution xy to the system of equations above? So we have to move quickly here. We want to multiply this by 3. I'm going to do the elimination method. That's the method I prefer for this problem. So we have 3x plus 4y equals negative 23, and then multiplying this equation by 3, we'd have 6y minus 3x equals negative 57. Now we have to add the equations together to knock the x's out. So 3x plus negative 3x is nothing. 6y plus 4y, that's 10y. And then we have negative 23 plus negative 57, which equals negative 80. So y equals negative 8, and the answer is B. SAT question of the day, day 10. Now, this question, you have an equation for the function g defined above. A is a constant, and g of 4 equals 8. What is the value of g of negative 4? Now, what you could do is plug this in and solve for a, and that would take a long time. But the simple way to do this problem would be to realize that the 4 goes into x, which is x squared. Negative 4 squared is also 16. So 4 squared is 16, and negative 4 squared is 16. So it's going to work out the same way. So the answer is